Howe chassis automobile. It'll be up to Snooky Williams in the Camaro body Howe automobile. He'll be running very tight with the 30 as Blairsville, Pennsylvania's Rick Boyer. They want to be side by side at the perpendicular yellow line out of turn 4. If they look good, our chief starter, Ron Brunt, will give him the green. And out of turn 4, the green's unfolded wheel up the speed and racing. Into turns 1 and 2. Rick Boyer jumps out to the lead with the Mott's Virtues. KFC number 30. Down the back straightaway. Here comes a Martinelli Soda 63. A Bob Sidla. Sidla with an Alcott power. Camaro mounted automobile. Tries the outside of the 30 of Boyer. Big drag race down the front straightaway. Into 1 and 2. Snooky Williams continues holding on to third place with the Castrol GTX 6. Meanwhile, Sidla is trying to get a nose to that Camaro under the 30 of Rick Boyer. Here comes Bobby Henry in the Hodge transmission machine. Bobby Henry, the Columbus of Pennsylvania pilot, the Hodge transmission. Ed Nicholson is selling on the 22nd on the move. He takes that aluminum-bodied automobile to the outside of Latrobe, Pennsylvania's William. They battle for third place position down the back straightaway. And Henry trying to break some daylight between himself and Williams. Into turns 3 and 4, they're still side by side, wheel to wheel. Here comes Sidla in a battle for the lead with the 30 of Rick Boyer. Boyer continues to hold on to the point position. Bob Sidla's trying to groom the low side of the races out of turn 2. Gets the nose under the 30, but cannot make the move. Meanwhile, Bobby Henry begins the strike. He's still grooming the outside of the races, and it's Rick Miller joining this play. Race fans, 5 automobiles here to throw right as they battle for the lead. A hole opening up to the low side, being closed by the flying coal miner Rick Boyer as he continues down the back straight. The Butler's apartment, Vail Tech 30 machine, holding off. Now to the highest, Bob Sidla. Sidla tries low again in that WRC chassis automobile. They work through turns 1 and 2. Sidla goes high, tries there. Now he dives down low again. Exiting out of turn 2. There comes the 77 of Bobby Henry. Henry within striking distance. He'll try to close up to the back bumper of Sidla and set him in a position where he has to contend with both the lead and himself. Into turns 1 and 2, Sidla will try the high side. Henry tries the low line, cannot make the move. Now Sidla dive bombing to the low side. We have a drag race going into turn 3 for the lead. Race fans, side by side, wheel to wheel. Bob Sidla trying to make the move out of turn 4, and he takes over the point position. Into 1 and 2, Sidla hanging on to that position with Rick Boyer. Now in the bridesmaid spot, finds Bobby Henry directly behind his back bumper. Henry looking for racing room. Williams continues holding on to the 4th place spot. Rick Miller running 5th. Williams dirt tracks a car out of 4. Slows off the pace. Rick Miller trying to work around Snooky Williams in the battle for the 4th place spot down the back straight. Time is running out. It continues to be Bob Sidla now stretching the lead out a bit over the 30 Rick Boyer. This time around, the white flag's unfolded. 1 lap remaining. We work into turns 1 and 2. Bobby Henry still trying to look for some racing room. And now Miller begins to pressure the 6 of Snooky Williams. A half a lap remaining. Time in real estate. None on the side of the 77 of Bobby Henry. That checker will be unfolded for Bob Sidla. Snooky goes to Rick Boyer. Henry is 3rd. Snooky Williams 4th and Rick Miller 5th. So it's Bob Sidla followed by Rick Boyer, Bobby Henry, Snooky Williams, and it's up to Kennedy and Audie. They come through turn 4. The field looks good. The green is unfolded. We are up to speed and racing. Into turns 1 and 2. Barry Audie wastes no time jumping to the lead. As position settled, Glenn Gold holding on to 3rd, cannot close into the back bumper to 24 Kennedy. Meanwhile, Kennedy in that Howe chassis automobile begins to close up on Audie's car. Audie working the middle groove, down low is Kennedy, cannot make it stick. Working through turns 1 and 2. Glenn Gold now close to the back bumper of Chuck Kennedy as they work down the back straightaway. Barry Audie takes and drag races on the back straight, pulls out a 2-car length lead over Kennedy as they work out a 4. Looking to make a bid for the bridesmaid spot. Through to the back bumper of Kennedy's 24. Go with the Buick Regal body Port City chassis. Dream Racing Engine automobile. Still trying to find some racing room around Chuck Kennedy's car as they exit out of 4 and down the front chute. Working into 1 and 2. Glenn Gold still haunting the back bumper. So close at times, race fans, that Gold can look at Kennedy's rearview mirror and comb his hair. Meanwhile, at 34, Randy Burks has his hands full. The Sheets gasoline machine's trying to hold off. Cragen with their check the car. Sergeant Charlie Cragen out of turn 4, almost getting the car crossed up. Charlie Cragen now dives to the low side of 34 Burke in an effort to take over the 4th place spot out of 4, and he does so. As the fire from including Cole, Twin County Chevrolet machine continues his charge. Now set his sights on the 32 of Glengold down the backstretch. 5 laps down, 5 remaining. It's still Barriotti in the Boss Mini Mart. Stall Oil 75 machine. Audi looking very smooth out there, turning consistent laps, able to keep the 24 Kennedy at bay, has stretched out his lead by 5.5 positions. Meanwhile, the 32 of Glengold not able to find the crease on the 24 of Kennedy as they battle for the bridesmaid spot. Here comes Sergeant Charlie Cragen. Cragen has thrown out the fishing pole with the line, hooked the back bumper. Gold is beginning to reel it in. Down the back straightaway, Cragen looking for racing room. Time is running on, and Charlie Cragen looks like he wants to groom the outside of the racing surface. Here we come out of turn 4. It's a 3-car battle for second. 2 laps remaining for the lead automobile. Barriotti continues with a commanding lead on the back straight. The battle is for second among Kennedy, Gold, and Cragen. Cragen trying the high side. Now he settles back in the middle groove. Now Gold looks slow on Kennedy. The white flag, 1 lap remaining. Turns 1 and 2. Glengold looking for racing room around Chuck Kennedy's automobile. Cragen continues trying the high side. Falls off a car length and a half in his battle for second. They work through turns 3 and 4. The checker will be unfolded to Jenners, Pennsylvania's Barriotti. Here comes the battle for second, and it'll be Chuck Kennedy holding over. The 32 of Gold, who finishes third. The 42 of Cragen finishing fourth, and rounding out the top 5 is the 34 of Randy Burke. Runners in Pepsi Pro Stocks compared to the guy that's tight in Western Pennsylvania, built out of the shops in Eastern PA. Inside, second row, former drag racer Gid Pat from Shadyside, Ohio. Outside of him, Somerset, Pennsylvania's Bill Krause. Then the 33, I believe Butch Durkis should be behind the wheel tonight. Now a co-owner of that car with Jamie Bergman. And Brad Cole, the 68, is agreeing on full rear up to speed and racing. Greg Vasco having a hard time bringing that automobile up to speed, and Larry Bahana takes opportunity to jump to the lead with a 25. Look at Brad Cole. King Cole down the back straightaway moves to the 3rd place position. Out of turn 4, Brad Cole trying to make the move, closing up on the 25 of Krause. On the back straight, Bill Krause sets the A&H video already in 25 to the left side of Larry Bahana. They dive into turn 3 and 4. Bahana slams the door in the middle of the turn on the 25 of Krause. Brad Cole continues with the Pizza 68, looking to the outside of the 25 of Krause. 2 Somerset drivers hunting the back bumper of Bahana. Here comes Gid Pat into the fray. 4 automobiles battling for the lead. Coming into the low side is Krause. Bahana wants to stay up high. Hang on to it. He cannot do it. And Krause moves into the point position. The JW Industries beats out 68. Brad Cole moves up to the bridesmaid spot. And King Cole sets his sights on Bill Krause down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, Gid Pat continues to contend with the battle now for 3rd place with Bahana's number 5 as they work on a turn 4. Here comes Gid Pat in a struggle for 3rd. They dive into turn 3 and 4, and Pat makes it through. No, he doesn't yet. Oh, he gets crossed up. Bahana has to react to it. And the 33 of Butch Durkis right there. The drivers take advantage of it. He drives on in. Here comes the battle for the lead. Out of turn 2, we turn our attention to the back straight. Bradley Cole trying to make the move on Bill Krause. 2 Somerset, Pennsylvania drivers in the neighborhood battle out of turn 4. Here comes Cole to the outside line. Working into turns 1 and 2. Cole with flames belching out of the collector pipes on the back straightaway. Has the wick turned up. Taking the buggy whip out and has hit the horses under the hood. Says it's time to start giddy up and going. Out of turn 4. Cole still trying to make the move on the 25 of Krause. They work into turns 1 and 2. Brad Cole with a consistent measure of that groove on the back straight. Wheel to wheel down the back straight. Front wheel to rear wheels. It is now we're side by side. We continue with this line out of turn 4. Cole still trying to keep side by side with Krause. Bill Krause hanging it out in the base, putting 25 for everything it's worth. Cole Cole not to be intimidated. Hangs right there. Now Cross breaks through. But Cole's trying to come right back out on him. We have a horse race in turns 3 and 4 in the Pepsi Pro Stocks. In this qualifying event, the first one. In this evening, the white flag, 1 lap remaining. Here we go, the trouble begins on Cole. It's turns 1 and 2. Cross with Cole decides to knock out the Lord. Now he tries the low line. Cross denies him the opportunity. Brad Cole trying to play the salesman in 3 and 4. The 25 across hugs the low side. Cole right there trying to make a move. He cannot do it. And Bill Cross will hang on to the win by a car length over Brad Cole. A distant third goes to get Pat. Here's the battle. 4-4. Larry Mahana takes it with Butch Durkis rounding out the top 5. Inside second row, Robert Arsenberger, your winner last week at Jennerstown and the Garless Insurance Tours. We get set to go green, 10 laps of distance. We'll be up to Panaya and Hop. Let's see, we get the green. We are up to speed racing, 3 wide on the front straight as Panaya has stopped coming up through the gears. And wasting no time, going to the point position is Dave Hop. Hop with that Port City chassis car out of the shops of Bob Costle. Here comes Robert Arsenberger. The Ford Thunderbird brought a Port City chassis machine, wastes no time, breaking into the bridesmaid spot. Over Bob Costle, sets his sights on Dave Hop as he works down the front straight into turns 1 and 2. On the back straight, rapid Robert wastes no time. And the number 1 Pennsylvania driver jumps to the point position. Here comes Jeff Dunbar. Dunbar up to third, sets his sights on Dave Hop. Out of turn 4, the battle was for the bridesmaid spot. Jeff Dunbar trying to look for Racer Road. Around the AJ's furniture, 20 of Hop. Hop gets a little loose out of turn 2. Dunbar not able to take advantage of it. That begins the close right up to the back bumper. They set their sights in this battle for the bridesmaid spot through turns 3 and 4. Dunbar knows it'll have to get around the black 20 to set his sights on the high line. Bob Arsenberger. Because this Dunbar continues the battle with Hop. It allows Arsenberger to stretch the lead out. Here comes Dunbar. He begins a wrestling side move, and he cannot make it. Hop continues to hold on to second, closing the door on Dunbar. They go down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Oh, look at this Panay in the way of left automobile, and we cannot make this battle unfold for the bridesmaid spot. Here comes Bob Spark Costle. He closes in. It's a 3-car battle. Out of turn 4, the battle continues for the bridesmaid spot. Dunbar trying the outside of Hop's automobile. They're working to turns 1 and 2. Dunbar sailing up high. Now he dives low, exiting out of turn 2. Cannot make the move work. Into the pits goes the 94 Don Wine. Camaro Body Howe chassis machine, tough break for him. We continue this battle for a second. Spot Costle, that car is smoking on him as he continues down the back straightaway, right up to the back bumper of Dunbar's automobile. Out of turn 3 and 4, the white flag unfolded, 1 lap remaining. The battle for second continues, down the back straightaway. Jeff Dunbar commits to the low side, it's a drag race, but Dave Hop right there. As they exit out of turn 4, it'll be Robert Arsenberger with the win. The battle for second. Hop holds on to it over Dunbar. The 50 of Bob Costle the third picks up the 4th place spot. Rounding out the top 5 is the 10 of cover last week from the garden spot of Western Pennsylvania. Carnegie on the pavement. That is a former dirt limited late model and street stock driver in Western Pennsylvania for some 9 years before switching over to the pavement this season, and the green is unfolded. We are up to speed and racing. Down the front straightaway, heavy pressure for the point position. Miller holds on to it. Here comes the wild man. Angelico glued to the back bumper. Jack Satoski. Is he moving up to the field, sneaking through on the rail. Down into turns 3 and 4, Satoski on the move. In the Keyway Supply Chevelle, sets his sights on Angelico. Angelico past Miller, and he brings Satoski right with him. They go into turns 1 and 2. And it is the Wild Man on the point position. The 30 of Jack Satowski now sets his sights to the low side. They work wheel to wheel, fended at the fender net in turns 3 and 4. And Satowski breaks through for the point position by lap 2. A great battle going on for third. John Komarinsky now taking it over from Miller. Here comes Mike Heminger. Heminger in the Holder Auto Repair 72 machine. Closes to the back bumper, the Rolling Rock 33 as they work it out for third out of turn 4. Mike Heminger tries the low side, cannot make the move. Down the front straightaway. In his drag race for third place position, Heminger works the outside of Komarinsky. Komarinsky drifts up. Now Heminger dives to the low side on him. They work it out side by side, wheel to wheel. Mike Heminger trying to work the low side on Komarinsky. Into 3 and 4, and Heminger breaks through for the third place position. Here's a battle for the lead. Alan Angelico begins to close up as they work through turns 1 and 2. Oh, smoke out of the 41 of Paul Bendick. Looks like he may have blown an engine. We work down the back straight, and let's see if we stay green flag racing. Look at this battle for the lead, side by side, wheel to wheel. We continue green flag racing. The cross flags into turns 1 and 2. Angelico tries the low side on the 30 of Satowski. Oh, and Angelico gets crossed up down the back straight. And Satowski continues in the point position. Out of turn 4. The yellow does come out, and we may have some fluid as Miller has spun in turn 2. The green is out, and we're up to speed in racing in turns 1 and 2. And here comes the 55 of Angelico down to the low side of the 30 of Satowski. Mike Heminger moving up through the field with the 33 of Komarinsky. They resume their battle for third, but Heminger gets the best of it on the low side. Begins to close up on Angelico out of turn 4. In the 1 and 2, Angelico continues working the low side. Satowski hangs on to the lead. They work down the back straight. Mike Heminger now begins to close in on Angelico's automobile, and he really reels him in through turns 3 and 4. This time around, though, time is running out. It's also Jack Satowski and the Keyway Supply 30 machine as they work into 1 and 2. Angelico falling off to a distant second, has his hands full. He's trying to hold off Heminger's automobile. In the turns 3 and 4, Mike Heminger still looking for that groove to establish in a battle for the bridesmaid spot. They work down the front straightaway. Starter Ron Rush races to left to go signal for Satowski. Here comes Heminger. He looks to the outside with his Monte Carlo. Cannot make the move on the Chevelle of Angelico's as they continue this battle for second. Working through turns 3 and 4, Mike Heminger trying to get around Angelico's automobile. The white flag is unfolded, 1 lap remaining. In the 1 and 2, it's all Jack Satowski. The battle continues for second. Heminger looks to the outside of Angelico. They work down the back straightaway, Mike. Heminger now setting up for a serious bid to the outside of Angelico. He dives on the turns 3 and 4. Side by side, wheel to wheel. The win will go to Satowski. Here comes the low side move by Heminger. He cannot do it. And Alan Angelico hangs on to second. Mike Heminger is third. Fourth goes to John Komarinsky. And rounding out the top 5 is the 32 of Dave Miller. Here with us this evening to Alexander, Pennsylvania. Here we go. The field tightens up out of turn 4. Getting ready for the green. And the green's unfolded. We are up to speed and racing. The field goes into turns 1 and 2. Tony Baum on the point. Outside of him is 57 of Marty Edwards. Jason Mignon trying to make the outside work down the back straight. He follows Edwards. It's a battle into turn 3. Mignon trying to get between 2 automobiles. Cannot make the move as they work through 3 and 4. It's Marty Edwards on the point position. Here comes Mignon, hooked up and flying. Goes between 2 automobiles. Sets for the low side. And Jason Mignon in the Mr. Studs Restaurant 66 is a man on the move. The Buick-bodied automobile breaks through for the point position down the back straightaway. Moving up through the field to rows number 75 of Brian Audie. He is in the 4th place position. Sets his sights on the 22 of Tony Baum as they work out of turn 4. Ron Cole on the 25 hanging. Oh, Tony Baum has comes. And we have a sandwich job at turns 1 and 2. Audie gets through and he brings Cole right with him. Side by side, wheel to wheel. It's Audie and Cole down the back straight in the battle for third. They work into turns 3 and 4. Cole to the low side of Audie. The 57 of Marty Edwards continues in a strong 2nd place position, but it's Jason Mignon on the point position. Into 1 and 2. Mignard has everything going his way. Here comes Coral. Coral moves up to the third place spot. Sets his sights on Marty Edwards as they work down the back straightaway. Jason Mignon holding on to the lead. Sparks trailing out from under the automobile. Somewhat of a characteristic trait in the 92 season for this team, as they've been trailing them all season long. Meanwhile, Coral is a man on the move. He battles Edwards to the low side for the bridesmaid spot, and Coral, the State College, Pennsylvania driver, breaks through for the second place spot. There's the battle for a second out of turn 4. Down the front straightaway. And Ron Coral in the second place position. The 75 of Brian Audie trying to work out through turns 1 and 2. On the back straight, it's a battle for a second. Here comes Brian Audie into turn 3. And Coral denies him the opportunity. Brian Audie tries it again down the front straightaway in a drag race for the second place position. It's all Jason Mignon. Time is running out though for the two automobiles behind him, Coral and Audie. Ron Coral begins to throw out the fishing wire. He's hooked the back bumper of Jason Mignon and begins to reel him in. Work into turns 1 and 2. And here comes Coral. Coral beginning to close up. Will we have a battle for the lead? Oh, Mignon is beginning to lose the distance. Here comes Coral. Coral nice to the low side on Jason Mignon. This time, race fans, we have 2 laps remaining at the flag stand, and Jason Mignon holding on to the lead. They work into turns 1 and 2. Coral right there. Mignon slams it on him. Coral, oh, look at this. Mignon up high, and he doesn't now. Coral tries it again. We're cutting the fender wheel to wheel, diving into turns 3 and 4. Jason Mignon, the handling going away on the 66, desperately trying to hold on to the outside. Ron Coral down the front straight. The white flag racers, 1 lap to go. Side by side, wheel to wheel into turns 1 and 2. Coral right there. Mignon trying to high set. Mignon fades. Coral takes over the lead. Here comes the 75 of Brian Audie. Audie now trying to move into the second place spot. He does. Sets his sights to Coral's automobile. Exiting out of turn 4. And the Valley Truck and Trailer Service 25 of Ron Coral takes the win over the 75 of Brian Audie. Third goes to Jason Mignon. A distant fourth to Marty Edwards. And rounding out the top 5 is a 22 of Tony Baugh. On the door because it's a 65 Chevelle. Starter Ron Buck looks him over, ready to unfold the green. It is displayed, and we're up to speed and racing. Oh, down the front straight, 3 wide. As his mom's coming up to speed and squeezing down below is Mark Griffith. He knows bullets behind him, and Griffith wasting no time trying to get under Rick Sheeler's automobile. They squeeze down the back straight, and Sean the Bullet Beam also trying to do the same into turns 3 and 4. It's Tim Stump on the point position. Mark Griffith holds on to second. Beam tries a low side on Sheeler's. They battle wheel to wheel. Hub that down the front straightaway. They're second, 28 of Beam, wrestling to the low side of Sheeler's Marcy's Hair Salon machine. In that struggle for third, and Beam takes it over. They work down the back straight. It continues to be Tim Stump. Beam trying to take the 74 Ford Torino and do a little knock hello on the back up of the 71 of Griffith, but Griffith is not to be intimidated, continues hanging on to the bridesmaid spot, and takes the picture on the first 71 for the low side, the 65 is Stump. Stump closes the door, Beam begins to turn to wake up. He moves to the outside of Griffith down the back straightaway. It's a battle for the bridesmaid spot. They begin to close up on the 65 of Stump. Here comes Beam. Oh, Stump momentarily slows down, and he's really slowed down. Nowhere to go is the 71 of Griffith, and Beam takes over. The Bullet able to take advantage of the miscue on the 65 of Stump, and he dirt tracks the car. Smokes the right rear. He's not able to run away from Stump. Look at George Nicola in the road to end 32 machine. He begins to move up to the third place spot, set his sights on the 65 of Stump. They work out of turn 4, and here comes Nicola down the front straightaway. The 71 automobile is trying to make the move as well. They work into turns 1 and 2. And now Nicola, looking very strong tonight, strikes to the low side of the 65 of Tim Stump. Stump denies him the opportunity. Sparks continue to flail off the lower side of the 65. He dirt tracks the car, goes up high. Nicola works to the low side. The Roads and Auto Wreckers 32 trying to wrestle the low side off of Tim Stump in the battle for a second. Stump trying to hang on to it. Here comes Nicola. He works to the low side once again. We're wheel to wheel down the back straightaway into turn 3. Stump trying to close up. Oh, look out! Look out! Oh, no! Nicola and Butch Durkas. Single file restart. It's up the beam. Once he mashes the throttle, he does. We're up to speed and racing. Here we come down the front straightaway, and Dean begins to stretch out his lead in about second 28. Over the Fisher Auto Parts 71 to Griffith. Griffith, they're checking the car in a desperate attempt to try to close in on Dean. On the back straight, here comes George Nicola trying to resume the charge through the field that he had before the yellow flag incident. Has closed up to the back bumper. Rick Sheeler fades up high, and look at Nicola go down low. Rick Sheeler way up high in the LaMonica's Restaurant 74. Nicola, very close together. You couldn't put a notebook between the two automobiles. We continue green flag racing as George Nicola has now moved up to the third place spot, working into turns 3 and 4. It's still the Bullet on the point position. Sean Bean from Somerset. The white flag unfolded. 1 lap remaining. Into 1 and 2. Bean continues dirt tracking the automobile. Griffith now smokes the right rear in an effort to try to close in on him. Out of turn 4, the checkerboard fold for Bean is very close to the outside retaining wall. Griffith is second. Third goes to Nicola. Fourth to the 74, Rick Sheeler, and a distant fifth to Butch Durkas. Field tightens up. The next time around, we'll turn them loose that season. And his son continues the tradition out of Mineral Ridge, Ohio. He's on the outside of Harry Flowers as they look for the green. The green's unfolded. We are up to speed and racing and trying to make it 3 wide. But here comes Heminger. The North Star Auto Parts 76 moves into the bridesmaid spot, and he sets his sights to the Dickey Electric 24, Bickerstaff, on the back straightaway. Larry Lee Heminger looking for racing room. Here comes a flying sign painter, Dave Burnell. The Greensburg, Pennsylvania pilot works the low side of Harry Flowers as they battle for the third place spot. Down the front straightaway, it's still Bickerstaff on the point position. Heminger running in second. He dives into turns 1 and 2. Heminger tries to go to the low side, and Bickerstaff denies him the opportunity. In the turns 3 and 4. Larry Lee Heminger still working, trying to make the move around a sliding Jimmy Bickerstaff Jr. out of 4. Bickerstaff dirt tracking the automobile, trying to hold on to him. Heminger tries a low side on him as they go into 1 and 2, and he's glued to his back bumper. On the back straight, Dave Burnell trying to join in to make it a 3-car battle for the lead. Meanwhile, Heminger dives to the low side of Bickerstaff. He tries to play salesman. Bickerstaff's trying to close the door on him. Oh my goodness, out of 4. Very tight running in the middle of the turns. They've separated themselves. And now working the turns 1 and 2. Heminger tries it again on Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff, high, wide, handsome, trying to hold. Oh no! Look out! Well, Jimmy Bickerstaff, I heard a pop, no doubt the flat tire, but the tire came off. The whole wheel simply came off the car, and he's rubbing the brake rotor. Listen to the brake rotor. Sounds like a train coming to a stop. Turn 4, the greens unfolded. We're up to speed and racing. Here comes Dave Burnell trying to close in on Heminger. On the back straight, Heminger separates us up by 4 car lengths. Over to one of Burnell. A distant third is the 75 of Jimmy Friedline, who says, "Don't call me James because no one recognizes me by that name." Out of turn 4 continues to be Heminger. Mitzi Shawless now. How about that? Mitzi passes Harry Flowers, and Harry says, "Oh my goodness, I just got passed by a female pilot. I better giddy up these horses under the hood." But Mitzi, and maybe that might be Judy, but we'll say it's Mitzi. She's slated to run at Motordrome. She's beginning to pull up through the field, sets her sights on the 75 of James Freeline after doing a near imitation of lawnmower in turns 3 and 4. Heminger continues on the point position. The 1 of the flying sign painter, Dave Burnell, hanging on to a distant second. Not able to close. 8 laps of distance. You can hear those treaded street tires screeching through the turns. 2 laps remaining. Heminger, the North Star Equipment Automobile, continues in control of this event. Down the back straightaway. Mitzi Shawless trying to close in on Jimmy Friedline. Go, Mitzi, go. Come on, ladies. There's a girl out there moving. Mitzi's trying to close in on Friedline's automobile, the white flag. 1 lap remaining. In the 1 and 2, the best battle on the track is for third place position. Here comes Shawless. She tries the low side on the 75 of Friedline. Dirt tracks the automobile. smokes the right rear tire down the back straight. And it's going to be Larry Lee Hemminger out of turn 4 to pick up the checkered. Second will go to Dave Brunel. And here comes the battle for third. Mitzi trying a desperate attempt, smoking the tires, but she'll come up short as Jimmy Friedline hangs on to third. Mitzi Shaw is fourth, and rounding out the top 5 is Harry Flowers. Well, that concludes our qualifying events. This is an outstanding opportunity. Bobby Henry way overdue with an outstanding outside second row position after that heartbreak loss, not passing post-race inspection about a month ago. Rick Boyer with point position will command this orchestra of horsepower. Get the perpendicular yellow line in turn 4, and if it looks good, we'll go green. The Bendick Oldsmobile Cutlass S Supreme pace car heads to the pits. We are looking for the green. The tension rises. The green unfolded. We're up there. Speed and racing. Right for the point position goes Rick Boyer. Williams continues battling with the 24 Kennedy. Kennedy moves under. Here comes Audie. The low side is moving right away. Williams having problems on the outside, and that's shuffling everybody to the road. Look out! Oh no, disaster! My, oh my, race fans, that could have been an absolute mayhem, and we got up.
Mike, real quick, the problem with the number 6 car is Snooker Williams. Looks like the rear end got pushed in when he hit the wall.
Of this event, whatever line moves, and we'll be watching that with Henry and the 30 Boyer, outside or inside line. Who's going to get it? Here's the drag race down the front straightaway. One and two, Boyer and Henry side by side, wheel to wheel, trying, and it's a literal side by side battle for the lead down the back straight. Bobby Henry in Hawk transmission, 77. Boyer works the low side of hip tight racing. Hold on to your seats. Here comes Chuck Kennedy. And Rick Boyer takes out of the point position. Henry settles in second. Chuck Kennedy in third. Glengold on the outside. We're squarely down the back straight. Oh my goodness, do we have a tight pack battling for the lead. Nose to tail, wheel to wheel. A mechanical Caterpillar out of turn 4. Into 1 and 2, it continues to be the 30 Boyer hanging on to the point position. Bobby Henry working in third. Glengold the outside of Chuck Kennedy trying to wrestle away third place spot. And right behind him is Craig and to the low sides of 75 of Barry Audi. Turns 1 and 2, it continues to be Boyer. Now begins to stretch out the lead on the 77 of Henry. Glengold still in a wrestling match with the third place running machine, 24 of Kennedy. Gold and Kennedy side by side, wheel to wheel. Cragen watches the action, and behind him is Bob Sibilla. Down the back straightaway, it looks like Kennedy may have the upper hand. No, Gold comes right back up on him. One moment it's Kennedy, the next moment it's Gold. Gold continues working the outside of the racing service. And the 30 of Rick Boyer maintains the lead. Charlie Cragen with a move, dives under the 32 of Glengold, race fans, and charging Charlie Cragen. Charlie Cragen waiting a strike and made his strike, and now finds himself ahead of Glengold. Into 1 and 2, charging Charlie Cragen on the move. Goes to the outside of Kennedy. Kennedy meanwhile tries to battle with the 77 of Bobby Henry. Cragen hooked up on the outside of the racing service. Waste no time. Now look at Kennedy. We can see him. He tries the low side of Henry. Jack Kennedy right on the move. Tries to the low side of Bobby Henry. Now Glengold comes back up on the inside of Cragen. What a battle we have going. Look at this. The 24 of Kennedy breaks through for a second. Now Cragen gets hooked up. He's caught on the outside in gold move. Glengold to the low side. Here comes Bob Sibilla. Cragen is stuck in the outside curve, race fans. Unbelievable racing. Charlie Cragen trying to muscle his way around, but Sibilla's right there. Glengold breaks through for third, and now Cragen decides to go look, but Sibilla comes through for fourth. What a battle. Oh, look out! Cragen gets crossed up! Oh, my! Oh, Bob Sibilla and Charlie Cragen get crossed up. Both cars continue. Can you believe that one, race fans? Again, take the checker. Watch for Henry, the 75 of Audi, and the 19 of Rick Miller. Here we go. Field tightens up out of turn 4. The green's unfolded. We're up to Speedway Racing. Into 1 and 2. Here's this battle for the lead. Kennedy tries the low side. What a muscle drop down the back straightaway. Chuck Kennedy, Rick Boyle, look out! Oh my! We continue green flag racing. How about that one, race fans? Down the front straightaway. Into turns 1 and 2. And the 30 of Rick Boyer denying Kennedy the opportunity in a tremendous battle. Here comes Craig and up through the field. The black flag for the 34 Burke. Look at the shuffling of positions. It continues to be Boyer on the point. Chuck Kennedy denied the opportunity by Rick Boyer. Kennedy did a masterful job of holding on to that car a few laps ago. Glengo continues in third. Charlie Cragen through the middle of the field. Here the turns 1 and 2. Cragen now to the back up of the 74 Jock. He tries the low side. A man on the move is Cragen. On lap 12 and Charlie Cragen trying to move up to a top 5 spot. There's this battle for the lead out of turn 4. Continues to lead Boyer. They work into 1 and 2. Now Rick Miller in the A1 Engineering house car. The all-pro ride for this weekend. He moves to the low side of Audie's automobile. Rick Miller, man on the move, dives to the low line in Audie. It's a battle for the 4th place, but look at this down the front straightaway for the lead. Chuck Kennedy. Kennedy going up on the 30 of Boyer. And now Glengo trying to get through. Out to the low side of Boyer. Kennedy takes over the pole position. Here comes Glengo. And Chuck Kennedy taking a very unusual line to take a lead position. Goes to second. Outside the low side of the 30. Charlie Cragen dives for the low line of Audie. Charging Charlie now moves up to the 5th place position. Sets his sights on the 30 of Boyer. It continues to be Chuck Kennedy on the point. 15 laps down, 20 laps remaining. In this school racing, Smelts Oil, 35. A great battle, and now Cragen almost gets the car crossed up. He tried to go to the outside of Boyer's automobile, 4-4. Here comes Cragen in about a 4-4. The charging one trying to climb up through the field from the back of the pack, and Cragen moves to the 4th place position. Into 1 and 2, Cragen has become in contention in the battle for the lead once again. But Rick Miller is a man on the move. Keep your eyes on Rick Miller. He's trying to low side on Glengo. Here comes Cragen. The battle for the lead. It's still Chuck Kennedy on the point position. Glengo continues in second. Here comes Cragen. Cragen on the move. Oh, Kennedy slows down a bit in the middle of the turns. A handling going away. Charlie Cragen. Look at Cragen go to the outside of Miller. He goes high, wide, and handsome. Cragen unbelievably hooked up to the outside of Miller. It's a battle for third. Cragen now sets his sights, trying to break through. Miller hangs tough on the low side, race fans. Here comes Rick Miller right back up on him. On lap 20. Cragen trying to move into third, continues on the outside. It's still Chuck Kennedy at 32 ago, and now Cragen goes into third. Into turns 3 and 4, Cragen still trying to work the outside of the racing service to his advantage. Rick Miller hangs tough to the outside of the jet fourth. Cragen now tries to work the outside of Glengo. Here comes Cragen out of turn 2. It's a battle for second, race fans. Down the back straight. Glengo up to the task, holds on to it. Cragen tries it again on go. They work out of turn 4. Charge and trying Rick Miller down to the low side. Cragen to go. And Miller, 3 cars going for a second. There's the battle down the back straight away. Cragen has the weight turned up. They dive into turn 3 and 4. And charging Charlie Cragen trying to break through for a second. He does it from the back of the pack. Up to second. Chuck Kennedy, one of the hardest cars to pass in this division, has the lead, and he wants to find that checker. And the new automotive service 24. Cragen anxiously trying to overtake the lead from the 24 Kennedy. But Kennedy is one tough customer out there. Chuck Kennedy not easily intimidated. Cragen trying to make the move on him. Rick Miller continues the battle. Ongoing go. Golden Miller in a good battle. Here comes Cragen out of turn 4, race fans. Cragen trying for the lead. But the 24 Kennedy holds him up. Now they go into turn 4. Cragen goes up high. Chuck Kennedy. Down in the turn 3 and 4. Kennedy trying to hang low, but they're charging one. Here comes Kennedy down low. Cragen up high. The drag race down the front straight. And Charlie Cragen goes in for the lead. Unbelievable, staying up high from the back of the pack. Charlie Cragen making the move and working the outside of the racing surface, able to get by the competitors for the point position. Look back to 5th place position in turn 2. The 30 of Rick Boyer hanging on, and here comes Bob Cibola. Cibola tries the low side on Boyer. They battle in turn 3, and Bob Cibola now finds himself running in the 5th place position. Rick Miller still trying to low side on, go down the back straightaway. Miller, a man on the move, is trying to work that low side. Here comes the same silly 1-7 of Art Shaw. Alan Shaw is coming back down into the racing circle. In the 1 and 2, Cragen continues with the lead by 4 car lengths over Kennedy. Here comes Miller. Miller trying to work on Glenn Gold, cannot make the move. Time is running out in this school racing. Smells Doyle, 35 lap main. The Twin County Chevrolet deal is 42, moving from the back of the pack. Down the back straightaway, Rick Miller in the door with the 54 Glenn Gold. Into 3 and 4, Miller desperately trying the low side of Glenn Gold. On to turn 4. 4 laps remaining for Cragen. Chuck Kennedy coming into the tail. On the back straight, Rick Miller tries the low side of Gold again. Out of turn 4, the man they call the Charging One continues on the point position. After starting in the back of the field on lap 9, Bob Cibola out of nowhere has become a part of this battle for 3rd place position. Bob Cibola on the move. Look at this, race fans. Cibola trying the outside of Miller in the battle for 3rd. 2 laps to go for in the 1 and 2, the battle for 3rd. Bob Cibola hooked up and flying down the back straightaway. Cibola to the outside of the 19 of Miller. Bob Cibola, man on the move. The white flag out, 1 lap remaining. Here comes the battle. Cibola gets to the outside of Miller. Now Cibola tries the outside of Miller, right there. Here comes Cibola down the back straightaway. Side by side with Glenn Gold in the battle for 3rd. The checker will unfold for Cragen. 2nd will go to Kennedy. Here's the battle for 3rd. Cragen takes the win. Kennedy, the drag race forward, and it's gold. So, charging Charlie Cragen from the back of the pack on a lap 9 spin, comes all the way through, owning the outside groove, the pass for the lead, hole 42. He can hear you now. Nice round of applause for charging Charlie Cragen.
Mike, would I like to ask John Cragen to come down to the front stretch, please?
What an interesting battle we had. Both Cragen and Gold changing positions early in the race, side by side. And then Cragen and Bob Cibola involved in a miscue on lap 9, coming from the back of the field. Cragen working that outside group to his advantage. And Bob Cibola coming on late in the race. As he always says, my car gets stronger at the end, and he proved it, moving up through some positions. But all eyes focus on Cragen, who picks up his 13th win in the Winston Racing Series out of 22 events and 14 wins overall in Western Pennsylvania. Picks up the beautiful Skull Racing Smelts Oil Trophy in Victory Lane. And Joe Willock will be going down to get Charlie's impressions of this event. Certainly one of the wilder, more exciting races for Mr. Cragen, and a torrid battle out there with the likes of the 30 of Rick Boyer and Chuck Kennedy. I hear you right, Joe? First time his dad's seen him win?
That's what the crew tells me. Obviously, he hasn't been here much this year.
How about that, folks?
What's the story here?
That's first one, isn't it? You ever saw me one?
Yeah.
Win?
All the years you run, even on the dirt?
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, it's first on the blacktop here.
Okay, that's good to see. Obviously, you haven't been bringing him around on Fridays, huh?
Nah, maybe he'll start coming more.
I'm going to talk to him. I'm tired of talking to you. So how about it? The boy done good tonight?
Oh, he always does good.
You were pretty impressed to see him. He almost got caught down here with first lap, spun out on the backstretch.
Watching us, yeah.
I know, you taught him everything he knows, right?
I sure didn't. He could teach me.
He could teach you. There you have it from the Cragen gang down here.
All right, a nice round of applause for Charge and Charlie Cragen, the winner of the Skull Racing Smelts Oil 35 lap main for the Gatling's late model machines. An outstanding job, and he continues leading in the Winston Racing Series points. Second, with Chuck Kennedy, who continues to look so impressive. Jeff Dunbar, we're ready to go racing. The Medical Supreme Pace Car pulls into the infield, and it's up to Bahana and Hump. Will we get a green? We do, and we're up to speed and racing. In the first 1 and 2, look at this battle for the lead between two newcomers out there. Larry Bahana takes it over Dave Hump. Oh, look at Jim Pat down to the low side of Hump's automobile. Now Bob Arsenberger, out of turn 4. Near disaster. We continue green flag. In a 1 and 2, Jim Pat takes it away. Rapid Robert Arsenberger fights on him into the automobile. He wastes no time down the backside way. And Bob Arsenberger, the Northern Pennsylvania pilot, tries the low side. He picks up the lead, race fans. Unbelievable move by Bob Arsenberger. Wastes no time grabbing the lead. Brad Cole now takes up in the second place spot, and he brings Boss Bob Cross away with him. The 70 will get cut. In the turns 3 and 4, it's Rapid Robert Arsenberger. Brad Cole settling in behind him. They work in the turns 1 and 2. Cole tries to work the low side of Arsenberger on the backstay. Boss Bob Cross continues in third. Here comes Jeff Dunbar. He's next to strike. It's a battle for the 4th place position. And now Brad Cole has the wick turned up and begins to pressure Bob Arsenberger. As they work in the turns 1 and 2. Good Pat down low, almost gets the car crossed up and correct. Bring the 0-7 to Dunbar, but Dunbar able to hang on to it, react to the miscue by Pat, and he takes advantage of it and moves to the 4th place position out of turn 4. Turns 3 and 4. Brad Cole is really haunting the back bumper of Arsenberger. King Cole in turns 1 and 2, and the rapid one ahead of him in the struggle for the lead position down the back straightaway. Brad Cole desperately trying to set up a line on the 26 of Arsenberger. They come up on the lap traffic of Bill Panay. Panay dives to the low side. Arsenberger all by himself with the lead, now moving to close in once again. It becomes a question of whose car will handle better at the end of this event. Bob Arsenberger gets the car scrolling. Here comes Cole. Look at this. Oh my goodness. King Cole on the outside of Rapid Robert. They have a drag race down the back straightaway. Brad Cole really squeezing into the outside. Hardly anywhere between himself and the wall, and the lap before continues working that outside on Arsenberger. In a 1 and 2, Cole working it. Oh, Arsenberger gets crossed up, and Cole takes over the point position. Brad Cole takes over the top position. Boss Brock Castle running in third as Arsenberger. The Hamlin begins to go away in the Garbage Insurance 26. 0-7 of Jeff Dunbar trying to close in on this battle for the point position. In the turns 1 and 2. Brad Red Cole continues. It's all his command right now over Bob Eisenberger. This 35-lap main, the Skull Races Smell Toil event for the Pepsi Pro Stocks. Brad Cole, command of this event now. Watch the battle for third. Down the front straightaway, the 07 of Jeff Dummer begins to close up on the 50th, Ron Castle. Jeff Dummer right up on the back bumper, Castle's automobile as they work down the back straight. Into turns 3 and 4. Dunbar desperately trying to make the move on Castle's automobile, exiting out of turn 4. Here comes Dunbar. Look at this battle for third down the back straight. Jeff Dummer trying to low side. Cannot make the move on Castle. Castle's automobile in. Now Dummer dive bombs out of turn 4. They're very close together. And a battle for third. And Scott Castle holds him off once again. Jeff Dummer all over the back bumper. Castle does some door knocking. Castle denies the opportunity. Dummer down the back straight. Lap after lap has been challenging Sprout Castle in a battle for third. Castle's been up for the task of holding him off as they work down the front straight. Into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Dummer once again. He tries a low line on Castle. It's a battle for third down the back straightaway. Jeff Dummer trying to make the move on Sprout Castle, and he muscles his way to the low side of the B&B contractor, Pennzoil 07. Dummer will now set his sights on Bob Eisenberger, and he's fast closing in on him. Plenty of time in this event. Jeff Dunbar may have the opportunity to close up on Brad Cole. He's certainly doing that to cost Eisenberger's 26th automobile. Jeff Dunbar, Somerset, Pennsylvania welder, 27 years of age. In his rookie season, in the Pepsi Pro Stocks, has the wig turned up, and the fine performance this evening begins to close in on Bob Eisenberger. Eisenberger, the Mill 1 Pennsylvania pilot, has fallen off the pace set by Brad Cole, but it looks like Cole's slowing down just a tad, or perhaps trying to hold a comfortable pace. Here comes Dunbar. Dunbar beginning to close in on Bob Eisenberger. This will be a battle for second. Eisenberger going around the lap trying to get ahead of him, but that really gives an opportunity for Dunbar to close in. Into turn 3 and 4, here comes Jeff Dunbar. Dunbar, the wig turned up. Closes in turns 1 and 2, right on the back bumper of Bob Eisenberger. This is the battle for second place position. They work into turns 3 and 4. Jeff Dunbar now begins to make the straight. Dunbar works out of 4. Into 1 and 2, Dunbar trying to low side on Eisenberger. Bob Eisenberger's car continues to get squirrely. We have 10 laps remaining this time around. Jeff Dunbar making a battle out of it for the bridesmaid Scott. Out of turn 4, Dunbar right on the back bumper of the Bartlett Insurance 26. They work into turns 1 and 2. Dunbar tries the low side, Eisenberger trying to hold him off. Now look at this down the back straight. Well, my friends, it look like Bob Eisenberger down the back straight, a little bit loose. Dunbar with nowhere to go, not able to get off the brakes in time, and I'm guessing back to green and racing. He does. We're seeing the green unfold, and we're racing. Look at this from the back! Bob Eisenberger right up through the field, and Jeff Dunbar likewise trying to do the same, but Eisenberger gets the grab on it. Down the back straightaway. Eisenberger desperately trying to come up through the field. Jeff Dunbar right with him. Cole continues on the point position. Bob Castle not able to close in on him. Watch his battle in the mid-pack. Bob Eisenberger trying to low side of Wiltron, and Jeff Dunbar right there. That's where all the heated battling's going on. Will Trot on the outside, trying to hold on to it with the Lucas Machines in. Here comes Arsenberger. Down the front straightaway. Bob Arsenberger works the low side, trying to make the pass. Up through, on his way to a top 5 finish. He does, and here comes Dunbar. He does the same. In turn 3, they will fast be closing up on this 3-car battle for a second. Jeff Dunbar in a scenario with Bob Arsenberger before the yellow. And let's see what they do, but this time instead of for second, it is for 5th place position. Dunbar trying to make the move around Rapid Robert. They go in a turn. Oh, Arsenberger gets the car loose again. Bob Arsenberger having to rear into that automobile, wanting to turn around on him. Out of turn 4, Bob Arsenberger hanging on to the 5th place position. Jeff Dunbar in a torrid battle with him. They go into turns 1 and 2. Dunbar tries to set low. Arsenberger up high. Here comes Dunbar. The battle for 5th. Down into turns 3 and 4. And Arsenberger denies Dunbar the opportunity. Out of turn 4, Jeff Dunbar. Bob Arsenberger putting on a battle here for the 5th place spot into turns 1 and 2. Up high goes Arsenberger. Dunbar dives to the low side, and he pulls off the 5th place spot. 5 laps remaining for your lead automobile, Brad Cole. Dunbar now in 5th, tries to close in on this battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Oh, Smoke trailing out of the 11 of Greg Vasco. Greg Vasco slowing off the pace. We continue green flag racing. Jeff Dunbar continues with the whip turned up, trying to close in on the 20 of Dave Hall. Could Dunbar make another position change? It continues to be Brad King Cole down the front straight with 2 laps remaining. A distant second is Bob Castle. Then it's Kraus, Dave Hopp. And now Dunbar begins to close in on Hopp's automobile. They work down the back straightaway. The white flag, 1 lap remaining for Cole. Here comes Dunbar, running out of time in real estate. He closes up on the back front there, Dave Hopp. Dunbar trying to come up through the field. Down the back straightaway, Hopp on the low side. Dunbar trying the outside, but the win will go to Brad Cole. Second with Bob Castle. Third to the 25 of Bill Cross. Here comes another for 4th. To the outside goes Dunbar, but Dave Hopp hangs on to it. So we can hear it on a nice round of applause for Somerset, Pennsylvania's Brad Cole. The tradition of wearing the helmet, looking like an alien climbing out of that car. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our fine folks, the Sunoco distributors, presenting the $500 extra in the Gatling's late model bonus. Gazelle Oil and Dave Dinley. Once again, I want to tip the hats off to those folks. They distributed $500 to the top 3 finishers in our Gatling's late model main. $250 to Charlie Cragen in that event. Chuck Kennedy received $150 and $100 to Glenn Gall from those folks, the Sunoco distributors. But now we turn our attention to Victory Lane. This Skull Racing Smelts Oil Trophy being presented to Somerset, Pennsylvania's Brad Cole. I'm sure that broken wrist of his is just about healed. Joe, ask him about that broken wrist when you get a chance. Thank you. Brad continued driving with the cast for some time. Looks like it's off now. Yeah, what a real talent he's become on the pavement in Western Pennsylvania, and a fine win here in this 35-lap main for the Pepsi Pro Stocks. We'll turn it down to Joe Willett.
Bradley Cole. Brad, first of all, how's the wrist feel? It's still a little sore, but when you're out in the front, you don't really notice it. It hurts more when you're running in second place, huh? Right. You got to struggle to get to the lead. I want to thank all my sponsors, JW Industries, Ritco, Somerset Drug, RCC, and the rest of them that I have. Wouldn't be for them, I wouldn't be here today. And my crew did an outstanding job. I thank you. One more question here, Brad. Any thoughts about moving up to late models in the near future here? Just like I said before, time will tell. Well, time's looking like it's going to tell that you are. Thank you, Brad.
Brad Cole, race fans, a nice round of applause for King Cole in the victory lane. Here we go, race fans. Marty Edwards on the point. The Stoney's like 57. This could be a barn burner. The Benny Coles will be Ocala Supreme. Pulls into the pits. The field comes out of turn 4. Started run right. There's in the green and where is he? Up to the field. Look at this. Down to the lead. Oh my goodness. Will he make it? Oh, we're still 3 wide. Getting the pinch job is Jason and Ron. Here comes Jack Sapowski through the field. Look out in turn 3. It's Henrik, a mechanical caterpillar, as they exit on a 4. Everybody all crossed up, battling for positions. Down the front straightaway, Mignon comes right back up on the 43 of Pomeranski. Jason Mignon, high line handsome. Here comes to look at that. The refrigerator's open in the back door. Oh my, I can't call it. You watch it. Oh, look out in 3. Look out. We get a yellow. We get a yellow. Horsepower. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Out of turns 3 and 4. The green's unfolded. We're up the speed in racing. Down the back straightaway, Jason Mignon trying to battle with a 55 Angelico. Here comes Jack Satowski. Satowski hooked up on the low side with the Keyway Supply 30. Mike Heminger trying to move through the field as well down the front straightaway. Jack Satowski trying to work the low side on the 66 Mignon. Is down by him, sets his sights on the 55 of the Wildman. Al Angelico, they drag race into turn 3. The field all stacked up on the battle for the lead. Marty Edwards gets the car crossed up, has to slow off the pace, but continues with the lead. Look at Satowski into turn 1 and 2. Oh my goodness, 7 cars, you can throw a pin over. Satowski gets crossed up. Here comes Mignon through. How about that one, race fans? Mike Heminger now moves up the 3rd. Oh, now Angelico has problems. Here comes Heminger. Edwards continues with the lead. Look at this battle. Oh, everybody takes turns losing the automobile, and Heminger gets the best of it. Begins to close, and here comes Ron Cole. Cole up high, trying to hang on to down low's Mignon. He gets crossed up. Now Marty Edwards finds all kinds of pressure on his back bumper. He goes up high. He's trying to sham the door, but the 72 Heminger is opening up. He plays the cat burglar and climbs through the window. Edwards comes right back up on him on the outside. The drag race down the front straightaway. In the turns 1 and 2, Heminger takes over the point position. Brian Audi breaks through for a second. Ron Cole will take guard. Pennsylvania driver hooks up and moves in a low-place spot. Now Edwards comes right back up on him. Komarinsky off the pace in the 33, trying to limp into the pits. Marty Edwards sees the handling going away, and the Stoney's like 57. And here comes a battle for the lead in turn 3. Brian Audi tries the low side on the 72 Heminger. Edwards up in 4th is all crossed up. Here comes Mignon. Look at this on the front straight. Into turns 1 and 2, and the 66 Mignon moves back up to the 4th place spot. And now Brian Audi tries the low side of 72 Heminger, but Heminger slams the door on the race fans. Off the front straight. Audi looking for racing room. Heminger denies him the opportunity. The 25 of Ron Cole is right there. 3 cars hooked up in a forward battle for the lead. Here we come. Ron Cole dives to the low side on Audie's machine. 3 automobiles hooked up in formation in a struggle for the point position. They go into turns 1 and 2. Look at this. Heminger has all kinds of pressure on his back bumper. Cole trying to work the low side on Heminger. Down the right straightaway on lap 9. It's still Heminger, the 75 of Brian Audie. Cole tries the low side on Audie. We go wheel to wheel, fender to fender, out of turn 4, halfway in the event. Into turns 1 and 2, we continue this third battle for the point position. Mike Heminger hangs on to it. Audie down the back straight. Makes the challenge on Heminger. He knows that he has to contend with Cole on the low side. And Audie hung up on the outside of the racing service will have to make it in for the point position because Cole keeps him honest and works the low side. Audie continues on the outside of the racing service. Now Ron Cole's trying the low side. Oh, look at this. Open up the refrigerator, Mabel, and get out the mayonnaise. Sandwich shot on the back straight. And a battle for the lead. But it continues being Heminger on the point position. Ron Cole muscling to the low side. It's a battle for the lead in turns 1 and 2. Cole and Heminger side by side wheel to wheel, and Ron Cole pulls over into the point position on lap 12. Now Brian Audie wastes bumper tag in turn 3. Audie, look at this out of 4. Audie and Cole hammering on each other down the front straightaway. Look at Audie's automobile. Ron Cole hanging on to it. Now Heminger and Audie gang up, and it's a 75 Audie to the low side on Cole down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Cole desperately trying to hang on to the lead. He holds on to it. Time is running out. This time around 6 laps remaining. And Brian Audie sets his sights and trying to intimidate the rally truck and trailer for the 25 of Cole. They work out a toe. Here comes Audie to the low side. Cole up high. Audie down low. We're fender to fender, wheel to wheel. Decal to decal. Audie trying to pull up the point position. Ron Cole hanging on to the outside. Here comes Mike Heminger again. Down the front straightaway. These 3 drivers of a superlative performance in the turns 1 and 2. Cole and Heminger and Audie. Audie with the lead. Here comes Cole. He's back up on him, race fans. In the turns 3 and 4. They've been going side by side so long they can recite the Gettysburg Address to each other. They've been going that way for so long. Down the front straightaway. Into turns 1 and 2. Cole holding on to the outside. Audie down low. They continue fender to fender, wheel to wheel. They're coming up on lap traffic. Ron Cole with the handle on the outside. Brian Audie down low. Out of turn 4. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Oh my goodness, they touch on the front straight. They continue green flag racing into 1 and 2. Cole and Audie with the ride of their lives in this battle for the lead. Oh, we're coming up on lap traffic. And now Cole holds on to the point. Audie dives low. Cole slams on him. Oh, Audie gets crossed out. Look out, race fans. He hits the wall. We continue green flag racing. 2 laps to go. Cole hangs on to it. Now Mike Heminger tries to close in on Ron Cole. Down the back straightaway. Brian Audie gets the car going back again. What an unbelievable race. Ron Cole coming up on the lap traffic of Schneider. On to turn 4. This time the white flag, 1 lap remaining. They go into turns 1 and 2. Cole hangs on to the point position. Mike Heminger trying to close the gap. Down the back straight though. Ron Cole with a half a lap remaining. Will come through turns 3 and 4, and it'll be St. George, Pennsylvania's Ron Cole with the checkered. Second goes to Heminger. A distant third to Jack Sapowski, 4th to Jason Mignogna. Rounding out the top 5 is Marty Edwards. Wait till he gets out of the car and give him a nice round of applause. All the way from State College, Pennsylvania. He says they shut down the town on Wednesday nights to watch Chase to the Checkered. He can hear you now. Nice round of applause for Ron Cole. An outstanding job in picking up the checker in the Skull Racing Smelt Oil 20-lap main. And he'll pick up the Skull Racing Smelt Oil Trophy. This Motordrome Speedway, Kerry Ritchie joining in the celebrations, as well as General Manager Chip Rowan. One event remaining on the card for the Pure Stocks. Speedway, NASCAR Winston Racing Series 4 Division action, plus All-Pro, NASCAR Winston All-Pro 300 qualifying. See the best of the South stars and cars like Jody Ridley, Bobby Gill, Ricky Crawford take on the best of the Winston Racing Series and local racing action. And then Sunday at Jennerstown, racing at 6 with the inaugural 300 lap event. Holy smokes.
Ron Cole, the man who's been on fire lately in the street stocks. Hell of a race, Ron.
No, can't do it without my sponsors, Valley Truck, Aberson's Auto Wrecking, Duck Sheet Metal, Black Walnut, PPG. My crew, they're all wonderful. We work day and night. There's always somebody turning a wrench on this car every night. That's why this car runs the way it is.
A tremendous streak here. A lot of competition out there tonight, boys. It was a close one.
We've been doing this for 3 years. It's just finally things are turning our way. We got things to click. We're enjoying it right now.
As competitive as this division has been, how hard is it to stay out front?
It's tough. You saw right there tonight. Anybody could have won it. Anybody.
Thank you very much, Ron. Congratulations.
Another nice round of applause for Ron Cole from State College, Pennsylvania. Yeah, let's see if the race. Sometimes when they get crossed up. Not that funny, Bill. Okay, here we go. Field tightens up out of turn 4. Green's out. Here we go, 3 wide. No, the refrigerator door stays closed. And the 1 and 2, Mark Griffith trying to go with the point position. Griffith with the lead. Here comes Rick Sheeler to Marcy's here. Oh, Sean the Bullet Green says, I want the mayonnaise, and I'm going to make a sandwich. He gets a pinch job in turn 3. Gets crossed up. Does a good job of hanging on to it, but the flying sign painter gets by for 4th. In the 1 and 2, Mark Griffith with the point position. Oh, he gets crossed up. Here comes Rick Sheeler. He says, I got it. Uh-oh. And he gets crossed up in the flying. Oh, it's another sandwich job. Down the back straightaway. Another one in turn 3. As Brunel gets by for a second. Here comes Beam down to the low side. On the third 4. In the 1 and 2, Griffith holds on to the point. Dave Brunel hangs on to second now. Brunel tries the low side on Griffith, then puts a block on the 28 of Beam. Brunel works the low side of Griffith, but Mark Griffith trying for career first. Feature win denies the opportunity to Brunel. Oh, we've got a car crossed up. George Nicole, but we continue green flag racing. In the turns 1 and 2, Griffith holds on to the lead. Down the back straightaway. The flying side pinner, Dave Brunel tries the low side. Here comes the bullet down the back straightaway. Brunel works the low side. Griffith denies him the opportunity. Now Brunel tries again. And Sean the Bullet Beam trying to follow through on the first stage. They go in the turns 1 and 2. Dave Brunel with the lead. Sean the Bullet Beam down to the low side. He breaks through for a second. Now Beam tries to fight for the lead. Down the back straightaway. Beam and Brunel on lap 4. Exiting out of turn 3 into 4, and Beam takes over the point position. We work into turns 1 and 2. Beam continues holding on to the lead. Brunel in second, desperately trying to keep Beam in sight. Meanwhile, third place running Rick Sheeler is looking for some type of opportunity to close up on Brunel's automobile. Griffith continues running in the 4th place spot, holding off the 75 of Jimmy Friedland. Oh, a little bit of fender banging out of turn 2. And Friedland tries to work the low side of the 71 of Griffith. It's a battle for 4th. Larry Lee Heminger trying to make it up into the top 5 in the 76. Out of turn 4, down the front straight, watch out. Into 1 and 2, and Jimmy Friedline breaks through for the 4th position. Here comes a triple L. Larry Lucky Heminger. Lucky Larry Lee Heminger. Larry Lucky Lee Heminger. Something like that, race fans, as he tries to break through on the 71 aggressive feet down. And moves up to the 6th place position. Make that 5th place as he sets his sights on the 75 with Jimmy Friedline. Friedline denies him the opportunity. It continues to be Beam on the point position. Working through 3 and 4. Rick Sheeler and the Marcy's Hair Salon 74. Trying to create a new hairstyle on the front straightaway. For the low side of the 1 of Dave Burnell. They work into turns 1 and 2. Burnell on the Steve's Automotive Service machine continues with the bridesmaid spot. Here comes the triple L down the back straightaway. And the Banjo Matthews of Somerset County, Larry Lee Heminger, works into the 4th place spot. Sean Dean continues with the Baron checking 28 with the lead. Burnell not able to close in on him as we work on lap 10. Out of turn 4, Dean continues all by himself with the lead. The battle is for second. It's a good one. Rick Sheeler trying the low side on Burnell. Cannot make the move. He's glued to the back bumper. They exit out of turn 2. Rick Sheeler down the long back straightaway. Burnell right there running in second. Here comes Sheeler. He tries the low side. Burnell trying to sham the door. Out of turn 4. And this battle for the bridesmaid spot continues. Rick Sheeler still trying to work that low side on Burnell. Rick the Sheeler trying to work the low side of Burnell. And here comes Rick Sheeler, and he muscles his way through for second, sets his sights to Sean Dean with only 2 laps remaining. Lucky Larry Lee Heminger is already up to the 4th place position, sets his sights on Burnell. But right now with the lead, it's Sean the Bullet Beam down the front straightaway, the white flag, 1 lap remaining. The battle for second has become a 3-car struggle. It is Sheeler with second, and closing right up is Burnell and Larry Heminger. Heminger right there trying to make a race out of it as they exit out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway, a drag race in a battle for third. Here comes Heminger. The win will go to Sean the Bullet Beam. Here's the battle for second through 4th. Here comes Beam for the checker, and second will be Sheeler. The battle for third, and David will hang on to it over Heminger. A distant fifth to Jimmy Friedline. So, Sean the Bullet Beam captures another checker in a pure stock division to conclude our evening's. Now, nice round of applause for Somerset, Pennsylvania's Sean the Bullet Beam. We'll turn down to Joe Roth. This is Mike Nelson bidding everybody a good evening. Thanks for coming out and dodging the raindrops with us.
Sean the Bullet Beam. Sean, you outdistanced him by a lot tonight. I'm sure it wasn't easy, so tell us about it.
All I have to say is this car's running good. I can't say enough for the guys. They worked hard all week. We had little troubles tonight in hot laps. We had a push, but we worked at it. It was real loose in the heat race. I was just hoping we had it ready for the feature, and that's where we're at.
You did have to work your way up through the traffic. It seems like everybody's getting a little bit faster, and it seems like they're starting to understand their cars a little bit more. How much tougher is that making it on you?
Oh, it makes it a lot tougher when you got 4 or 5 good running guys and they're starting up front of you. It's hard to pass, I'll tell you.
Okay, Sean, tell us about the guys that work on your car and some of your sponsors.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Rocket Rick Coos Racing Engines, Mark Musco, the Brewing Brothers, Timsco, Somerset, JW Industrial, Midas Muffler, Jill's Express, Doug Epley. I'd like to thank them all if I forgot any.
Okay, congratulations, Sean the Bullet Bean. I'd like to remind everybody, next week is buy one.